abject apologies for this, but we are just about ready to go now. So without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, will you please give a big convention welcome to David Palmer.
John, can you hear me now? Good. Then just a little bit more. Enhance those luxurious, deep resonance bass frequencies of my voice, John. Clock it up a bit. Yes, thank you. Well, I'm sorry we're so late, but what you were able to observe firsthand, close, in fact almost on top of me, that I actually know how to put my instruments together. Now, there was a time when I didn't, and of course I've become a star of international repute since I left the band. I go around America conducting major symphony orchestras. Of course they think still Leonard Bernstein and I'm getting away with it, and I shall be next year as well. I suppose I could have started by playing some fantastic overture for you on the piano, but of course I've reduced my act just to the piano and me for this evening because you've got some of what really is vintage Jethro Tull to follow me, and I won't be that long. I mean, no more than an hour and a half. Guarantee you that. I could have started off with, but I don't do those kind of things. It became too expensive. No, I'll tell you what I'd like to do. It's not jokes at the piano, but I'm just going to give a very quick resume of how I came to be in this band. And I was a studio music writer, having left the Royal Academy, and I was contacted to do some orchestrations. And I was met by a young man with long reddish hair and a man with not long reddish hair but a big wallet outside Hampton Court Bridge in 1968. And that young man was Ian Anderson, and the blonde man was, of course, Terry Ellis. And I was never more surprised in my life that I'd been asked to work with the band. Having heard the band prior to meeting Ian, I worked out, John or Rick, is there somebody that can give this some testosterone or whatever you need to? Just things like that in America, they've run me out. I've also got my problems because I often go on stage wearing a frock. No, it's rather limp, isn't it? We'll do. We try to do all we can. The great Freddie Mercury story, you know. I've just done a Queen album, a symphonic tribute to Queen. I'll tell you more about that in a minute. Said, Mr. Mercury, oh, yeah, you're the one who's bringing ballet to the masses, ain't you? And Freddie Mercury said, of course it wasn't ballet, it was opera. Freddie Mercury said, oh yes, we try to do all that we can, Mr. Ferocious. Isn't that lovely? Where was I? Talking about Ian, yes. And Ian nailed me to do... listen, I'm only going to bore you by keep stopping. John, you'll have to lift this up on its axes, because I'm getting a real stiff neck. I want to be able to talk and sing like that. If I sing, they won't hear me.